Welcome back to Digital Dropshipping Mastery and week 2. We're going to make a lot of insane progress throughout this week. And here on day 1, we're going to cover something that's going to add extreme value to your digital products and allow for you to get much more conversions than if you try to sell it without it. And that's through guarantees. And there's 2 types of guarantees that I like to use for digital products. So let's go ahead, hop on my computer here. We're going to go over them, examples, and how to apply it to your own digital products. So let's go. When it comes down to the wire, there's really 2 main reasons as to why someone won't purchase from you. And it's either because they don't trust you or they can't justify the cost. And these are also known as objections, which are simply just reasons that stop someone from moving forward. And in this case, purchasing your product. And the biggest objection that you're going to deal with here selling digital products is the risk. Potential customers are afraid to risk their hard-earned dollars for something that they don't know if it's going to be exactly what they're looking for or if it's a fair trade-off in value. So how do we actually remove this objection? And that's done by reversing the risk. And the way we handle this is done through guarantees. And the purpose of a guarantee is simply just to give more confidence to our buyers, and in return, it also helps us make more sales. So let's go over a quick example scenario here and say, I have a digital product that helps social media agency owners get more clients. So a guarantee example I see often is something along the lines here of get 10 clients within your first 30 days or we'll pay you. And it's a very strong proposition, which in return generates a lot of curiosity and a lot of sales compared to not having it at all. But it also generates the type of customers that you don't want, the type of people who only join because of the guarantee instead of the potential value that you actually have to offer through your product. So that is where you see some of these extreme positions of guarantees. They will kind of hide sometimes the certain obligations that you must meet in order for it to be applicable. So an example would be something like get 10 clients in your first 30 days or we'll pay you, but you must follow our lead and do the tasks we say every day, and that's the only way you would be applicable for this guarantee. And before we get into my 2 favorite guarantees for digital dropshipping products, yes, guarantees are a risk, but when you break down the math of how it helps you out, it makes much more sense to actually offer a strong guarantee than not. So let's say, for an example, we sell a digital product right now for $50 and we have a 2% refund rate. So basically, for every 100 orders we make, we have to refund 2 of them. And if we take 98 net sales out of 100 times $50, that's $4,900 in sales. But let's say after we add a super strong guarantee, our conversion rate doubles, but so does our refund rate. When you still do the math, 200 sales times a 4% refund rate, we only lose 8 customers. So 192 net sales, which is a 96% increase in both our revenue and customer base. So now, how do we actually create a guarantee for our digital product? And the first thing I want to say is that digital product guarantees are absolutely seamless because we don't necessarily want to have to issue refunds, but since we have no cost of goods at the end of the day, it's a simple process with little to no headache, compared to some type of product or service with a very strong guarantee that has also a high cost of goods. This could be extremely painful and something you wouldn't want to do. And the main 2 types of guarantees that I like to use for digital product dropshipping are 1, unconditional, and 2, an anti-guarantee. And an unconditional guarantee is pretty simple. It's really just a strong hitting risk reversal tactic. And an example of that could be a 100% money back guarantee for 30 days. It's unconditional. And using something like this is strong. It's going to get you more conversions, but it's also going to increase the amount of abuse for people that just want to, take advantage of that. So I had someone recently ask me, so Tanner, what's going to stop someone from just buying my digital product and then asking for a refund right after they download it? And it's definitely a valid concern, but typically not a major one, because in any business, any market, you're always going to encounter a small percentage of customers who, I put here the word dirty, which really are just people who like to take advantage and always think that they're in the right and you're in the wrong. And that's just a part of business and the world. But the majority of your customers aren't going to be like that. And another way you can actually kind of avoid that is by using a second type of guarantee. And this is pretty much the complete opposite of an unconditional guarantee, which is the anti-guarantee. So essentially, an anti-guarantee states that there is no money back guarantee and that all sales are final. And This does seem ideal for digital products, and for some it is, but you really need to angle it purposely, because when you're using an anti-guarantee, you need to use it to your advantage to make your offer seem more attractive and valuable. Not the opposite way. You don't want your customer to see your anti-guarantee and be like, oh, they're just trying to take my money. Like, it just doesn't seem like a good deal. Instead, you want to use it to your advantage. So an example could be, when you buy this digital product, you're going to instantly receive access to our exclusive breathwork blueprint, the exact techniques, styles, and steps to follow. And as a result, all sales are final. And I really do like this method because it really implies that whatever is behind the door of what this person may be about to purchase is even more valuable than what they thought before. So if you're offering solutions to a highly prioritized problem, I would say an anti-guarantee is a better option for you. And the pain points, the problems are things we've been focusing on throughout this program so far. So that's probably the type of offer that you have. But if you're offering something more like an improvement offer, a simple unconditional guarantee is better. Like, for example, I have a client and we sell plugins, presets, etc. for different softwares, and that's an improvement offer to an existing product. So we offer unconditional guarantees. And at the end of the day, you're really going to experience customers who want refunds no matter what type of guarantee you're using. It's the nature of the business world. Although the increase in perceived value and conversions, it definitely surpasses the issues that you're going to deal with. And if you're going to deal with them to some capacity, which every business does, then you might as well go ahead and use some guarantees to increase your conversions, create more perceived value, and build your business. So what I want you to do now is think about, what are your potential customers' biggest fear with buying your product? Why wouldn't they buy it? And what do they not want to happen when they buy your product? And then I want you to create a list of specific guarantees for your offer. And then once you have that list, I want you to rank them by which ones you think are best to worst, which ones are the riskiest to not riskiest, and then choose one that has the least amount of risk with the highest amount of value to your customer. So now you have a strong proposition and another reason for potential customers to go and buy your products. And in the next video, we're going to be going over how to actually price your digital products, because this can be a little bit tricky. So once you have your guarantees, go ahead, move forward, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.